So anyway, greetings everybody. I'm just gonna start streaming for the first time ever, and what I'm streaming today is gonna be Samurai Jack: The Amulet of Time. This is one that came out in 2002. This one's actually a pretty nice attempt at a good Samurai Jack game. I mean, the Shadow of Aku actually was a pretty bad one, but I mean, from what I understand, I know that was a PS2 and GameCube. But either way, as you can see, this is just my setup for now. I mean, it's about as simple as you can get. I don't know if simple is really the right word. Anyway, you get this nice little backdrop of Jack walking, and that's really about it. This game does a pretty decent job of showing you, like capturing the same visuals as the original Samurai Jack series. I mean, let's see, outside of that though, I mean, this game does do some things right, but I mean, it does have some pretty pronounceable flaws. So either way, you get your options here, so I'm just going to go ahead and reset the buttons here. Make it a little bit darker. Yeah, because for some reason they have B as jump and then A as your attack. So I'm just going to go ahead and change that. Yeah, we'll go with this. Let's see, I gotta do anything else. I'll just confirm it. And then, as you can see, that was my practice run. So, I was able to beat this game yesterday. So, I mean, let's just go ahead and get a new game started. And this is one of those games where it is kind of a slog early on, and then once you get more stuff, it really does open up. But either way, the visuals here are actually pretty decent. I mean, seeing as how this is a GBA game, it is actually done pretty well. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to announce this stuff. So let's just go ahead and take care of that. That is one thing I do like about having this stuff on my phone, or having Twitch on my phone, is that you can just take care of it that way. And Samurai Jack: Amulet of Time. So either way, this is pretty much the way the game works, is that you do get this dialogue, and then some stuff happens, and then more dialogue. But then again, it's pretty few and far between. There actually is a lot more dialogue in this part, or in this game, compared to regular episodes of Samurai Jack, which I find kind of odd. But then again, it's not like they have any other way of telling the story. So either way, the whole concept of Samurai Jack is that he was a samurai from ancient Japan, and then, let's see, he was trained to fight Aku, the all-being demon, or all-knowing or all-seeing demon of evil. And hell, his name literally means evil in Japanese. So, he was about to beat him, but then Aku ends up opening a time portal and flinging him into the future. So then Jack's now in the future, and he's trying to get back to the past and defeat Aku. So this is one way he is going to try and do so, and what it is that this monk is somebody that has a Amulet of Time. And then there's also this thing that showed up, which is actually pretty neat if you ask me. They have the drawing that's pretty much the same thing. And then, yeah, the same magic that Aku used. So basically the goal in this game is that we gotta find the 4 jewels, and we also have to defeat Aku here while we can. And I do like this little handing of the amulet. I mean, that is definitely one thing that this game does well, is that it does show you the, or it kind of visually captures Samurai Jack pretty well. And then here you get your basic controls. You just move, you jump, use the sword, and then if you double tap you can dash. And then the temple actually serves as a pretty decent tutorial. So then what you can do is just jump up. And unfortunately, this is one of those games where you do have to be in the center of the platform, otherwise you fall through. And then, like I said before, this is one of the flaws that kind of sticks out with this game. And then, because stuff like that happens. But they made B the action button, and pretty much what that is just interacting with anyone, or also using your sword. And then this is just how to dash and then jump. And then the controls do take a lot of getting used to, but actually is pretty decently done for GBA. I mean, you only had 4 buttons to work with. So then you can crawl, and then you can roll too, which rolling is going to be pretty useful here. And then the wall jump can be kind of clunky at times, but it is something you can get used to too over time. And we are going to be visiting Neo Tokyo pretty soon. And then that's pretty much what you do. And when it comes to attacking, there are different things you could do. So we're going to need the ice gem before we can actually end up using this thing. But it is actually going to be really useful to get to, or at least return to. And just here's your map, and as you can see, this is more of a open-ended Metroidvania type of game. And then you can do a bunch of different things here. You can slash forward. This is just your basic slash combination. You can also, while you're attacking, attack somebody behind you by holding the button behind you. And then do the same thing with duck and slashing and then upward slashing. And then we are actually going to find ourselves getting surrounded quite a bit, so it is just something to know how to do that stuff. So since we pretty much did everything we can, let's just go ahead and save again. And I'm just going to get a drink of water real quick. Well, not really water. Instead, I just have a blue raspberry spark on me. And then let's just go ahead and leave the temple. One thing that can be kind of annoying when it comes to running is that you can end up stopping as if you're landing. And there is kind of a small like skidding process whenever you end up stopping. But here we get our first mission in the game, really. And then we have gigantic robot spiders. And then let's just take a look at the menu screen real quick. You can get different magic items. And then these are just the gems and then other stuff you can get. And then see, and as for items, we can get healing items, we can get special healing items. And then with equipment, there actually is quite a bit to do in this particular game when it comes to equipment. You can get different armors, you can get different gauntlets for offense, you can get different rings for offense and defense, and then sword gems for more offense. And this is actually pretty convoluted because you get different things on the left like mechanical, earth elemental, wind elemental, fire, ice, shadow, and light. And it is pretty convoluted to figure out which enemy is which. But I mean, you kind of have to like logically guess your way through. Like for these spiders, it's going to be more mechanical, so we're going to want to raise that as quickly as we can. And then with special, what that is just using special items. Unfortunately, we can't do that just yet, but we will soon enough. And then abilities, and this is just what you learn throughout the game. And then the map, you can also access this by pressing select. And as you can see, there are definitely a lot of different ways you can go in this game. But like I said before, more stuff is going to open up the more you end up progressing. And then here's your short-term and long-term missions. And you also get this. So that's really something to know. If you do try going down there, I mean you can, but if you do try going down there, we're just gonna get our ass kicked by fire creatures. So let's just go ahead and not do that. And also in the cave there are gonna be different people that you can rescue throughout the course of the way through the spider cave. I think there are about 6 in total. Cause I mean I was able to save all of them in my practice run. So I mean that's just really something to know. And then of course anytime you see an exclamation mark, that's just knowing that you can talk to somebody. Let's just go ahead and save here. So let's see, we got our first enemies, and of course they had to be bats, because what game would be complete without bats? No, I do like this. You get this little nod to the lava monster episode. And lots of spiders. So we do kind of got to be careful with our jumps. And then of course deal with the spiders accordingly. Fortunately they're just nuts and bolts. Then we got our first healing item, the large health. That's actually not going to be that useful now compared to other stuff. But I mean the small heal might as well be a full heal right now. Did I really miss anything here? Don't think so. Yeah, we are going to have to come back here just because there's just a lot that we can get. And unfortunately we are also pretty weak now, so don't be surprised if I end up dying in this first part. Let's just take care of you. We got our first gauntlet here. We got the clockwork gauntlet. So let's just go ahead and get that on. It's better against robots, so I mean that's something we got going for us already. And a defense ring. Just go ahead and get that on too. And that just raises everything by 100, which is always good. So we end up saving somebody, so that's good. And then let's just get out of that guy's way. I think somebody might have knocked on our door, but might have to go and check that out. I'm living in a house now with about 4 other people. So I mean, sometimes, usually we just all keep to ourselves, and I mean, occasionally we do a few things together, but not really. And also it does pay to look down. And just go ahead and make the jump. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of being cautious here just because there are some blind jumps that can lead you right into spikes or lava in another part. So I mean, that's just something I don't want to deal with now, especially with how weak I am. And then just good old making jumps. You know what, I don't like you. And I'll go ahead and take you. And fortunately the villagers can't get hurt here, so at least we got that going for us. So I mean, at least we don't have any escort missions where we have to like make sure villagers don't die or anything like that. So I mean, that would be kind of lame in a game like this. And also this game, oh, and also a funny thing about this game is that enemies can't hurt each other. And you'll see one instance where I might just let 2 soldiers or 2 minions of Aku just kick the crap out of each other. Okay, well I got 2 defense rings, so I mean at least that'll make things a little bit easier for me. Of course I would love to save now just because I got some decent drops. But either way, my setup is I'm just playing this on my laptop. Did get a webcam off a Memorial Day sale, so that's always good. And then thanks to people like Blind Man's World and let's see, some other YouTube tutorials, I managed to set up OBS just fine. Okay, I'll just go ahead and deal with you. And then, fortunately, every time you hit a save point, you get to refill your health. So that game would, because this would really suck if we couldn't. And really, the best way is to slash in and then just get your combinations. Okay, we got some armor, that's good. Let's see, I'm debating as to whether or not I'm going to upload this to YouTube. I mean, if I don't, you know, no big deal. I mean, even then, I'll just leave the archive, or leave the video on Twitch. And I put a stream up there on the chat just because I was just testing Restream just to make sure it works. Let's see, can I get something down here? Not sure if this is the best idea, but we'll see. Nope. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to break through that eventually, but right now we can't really do anything with it. Which, unfortunately, is kind of frustrating in a Metroidvania game. So is there anything over here besides spikes? But like I was saying, it can be pretty frustrating in a game like this, or in any other Metroidvania, when you find something that you know something's there and you can't do anything with it. Let's just go ahead and take the ride here. And there is going to be an awful lot of backtracking in this game, and unfortunately this isn't an LP, so I can't exactly edit that stuff out. So just one of the differences there. Okay, well that's done. And really I'm just trying to deal with these guys as fast as I can. I mean, those spiders really aren't that big of a deal. It's just that when everything surrounds you like this is where you run into trouble. So nothing wrong with retreating for a little bit. Let's see, is there anything up here? I mean, down here. See, I think there is something down there, but... yeah, I think there is something down there, but I think we gotta wait until we get something before we can do anything with that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that there. And with the, whenever you see a platform like this, we do need the earth gem before we can do anything with that. And then there's this part. Just because making the jumps is pretty tricky. Okay, good, made it. Alright. Yeah, I'm kind of being careful there because there are a bunch of spikes down there, and it's really easy to just get caught on that one and then just have to run through them and then almost end up dying, especially because I don't have that much health. I mean, I only have one large health power-up. Which, I mean, drops haven't been that nice in that regard. And you can get small health as a drop. So, I mean, it's one of those random drops. Which can be a good thing or a bad thing. But you could always farm for items if you want. Okay, we got that, so let's save. And I might just go ahead and farm for health power-ups, just because this boss really isn't the easiest. And also, since I only do have 100 health, We can get a ring that's going to raise that later on. And later on we are going to get power-ups that are going to permanently increase health. So I mean, fortunately farming for health isn't going to have to be an issue. And see, just like any other Metroidvania, whenever you go to another section, you reset all the enemies. And enemies kind of do respawn here, just because, oh, that was stupid. Yeah, like I was saying, enemies kind of do respawn, just because, of the way this game is. Although I do like that the spiders could get hurt on spikes too. Yeah, I don't see it enough in games. Let's see, what do I gotta work with here? Okay, well we got 5 small health, so I think we can do something with that. Okay, 6 now. Wondering if they're just supposed to drop more in this particular section. Who the hell knows? Yeah, so you know what, I want this, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill you. Let's see, I think large healths are a 300 increase in health. Let's just go ahead and kill these guys. I also do like how he does that spin whenever he ends up killing certain enemies. Or enemies in a certain way. Let's see. Go ahead and deal with these guys in a different way. Yeah, sometimes it is better just to be more strategic early on. I mean, fortunately, being on Twitch, hopefully should make playing this thing a little bit easier. And that music means there's a boss, so we gotta fight this thing. So I do like this little animation here. And then whenever he just goes down like that, just wail on him. And get the hell out of the way like I'm not doing. And I'll just go ahead and do it this way. Yeah, you know what, let's just heal. It's good I don't feel like dying here. Of course I probably will anyway, but let's see if he does that. Okay, now getting a little bit closer here. So I think it's really this thing that does the most damage. And of course those bites don't help either. Also, I do like the animations that show up whenever you do end up taking out a boss. Yeah, we got some decent spider silk on us. And later on, we are going to use that to make more items. Of course, just like the other Castlevania games, you don't heal after a boss. I think that was Circle of the Moon or Symphony of the Night that did that. Well, then again, maybe Symphony of the Night did that. So we got a double jump, which is always good. So I mean, that's going to make everything a lot easier. Yeah, it turns out we got our first follower. And, so either way, that's it. Let's deal with this guy first, and then, so anyway, Anyway, welcome to the stream, Yasin. We're talking about, I'm playing Samurai Jack, the Amulet of Time, and this came out in 2002, and it's based off of the cartoon Samurai Jack. And what we were fighting were these mechanical spiders. So either way, we just gotta deal with these guys. Let's see, I am gonna put this up on Twitch for people to watch afterwards, but let's see, we just got done taking out their boss, which was actually a giant ant. And now that we're done with that, oh yes, you're right, it is GBA. I mean, it's 2002, so it's I guess like the, nah, I missed it. I guess the middle stages of the GBA. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back and get this. But I mean, fortunately, I got more health out of it. So let's see, unfortunately I can't really do much else with that, but let's see, I can just see if there's anything in here. Yeah, we're gonna need the earth gem in order to do anything with that. But either way, see, the plot of this game, just for people joining the stream, is that what we're trying to do is we're trying to collect gems to let's see, I guess power up this amulet to send Jack back to his own time. And then I also do like the different atmospheres here. I mean, first you have a cave and then you have a wide open forest. So either way, this is our next quest. And then it turns out we gotta fight these knights now. And that is one thing I do like about this current, I mean just about this cartoon in general, is that they did a really good job with, let's see, just having people from different time periods just interacting. And also Kelsey's here too, welcome to the stream. So, well, I guess I forgot. Were you done with dog grooming? I mean, were you finished with dog grooming school? So I think that seems like a decent job for you. Okay, there's this part. Let's see. What we gotta do is every time we take a step, these arrows are gonna come flying at us. So we gotta be a little bit more careful here. And I am not doing a very good job here. Okay, well, hope you, it goes well for you. I mean, hope that interview goes well. And this whole thing is actually supposed to be a nod to Jack and the Blind Archers. And this is actually one of my favorite episodes, and one of the reasons for that was because of the, or just the overall, I guess, like the visual depiction of everything. And one of the big reasons for that is that there's almost no dialogue in that whole episode. And really it's just visually the storytelling that really stands out. So what we gotta do is every time we make a sound we're gonna get shot at. So we just gotta get out of the way. And really what that episode was that let's see, and really one of the best things about that episode was just describing how you can use your senses for other things, and that there are other senses besides seeing. And to answer your question, let's see, we are technically the first series. Let's see, we gotta just be careful here. Okay, that doesn't work. Let's just do this the easy way then. And yeah, I guess technically that is past Jack since it's before the 50 years into the future where the second series takes place. I mean, you could technically call this season 1 through 4. Yeah, that's kind of morbid when you think about it. But then again, after like the way he had defeated the blind archers, that they didn't really vomit out a soul, but they like had some of Aku's essence just flow away from them. But either way, we got the forest bow, and this is our first special weapon. And what this is gonna do is we are gonna need this to get into the castle. But then again, this cartoon actually did have some pretty morbid stuff even before the Adult Swim version. Okay, so we got ourselves into the castle. And let's see, I think we're gonna have to go with Earth Elemental here, or maybe Shadow. Not really sure. And then this is what I said before about how you kind of have to guess which enemy is which. So just gonna take a drink real quick. Yeah, my setup isn't really ideal for streaming, but I mean, what are you gonna do? So either way, let's see, this castle's filled with all these like jesters and all these knights. So I mean, we do gotta fight these things. Alright, we got ourselves our second follower. Let's see, I'm still trying to figure out how to set that stuff up. I mean, I did get the music right, but I don't know if I got the like announcement of somebody following right, or announce their name, otherwise I would mention who you were. So I mean, there's still some things to work out. Let's see, I did try Streamlabs, so I mean, I think I might just have to go back there and see what's up. So with these things, what we gotta do is we gotta jam the gears with the bow and then just move on. Because if you do end up getting caught under those things, it's a little bit too early. But like I was saying, if you do get caught under those things, it's almost a one-hit kill. Or at least it can be in the wrong place. Let's see, where am I? I think actually, is there some down there? Yeah, actually there is something important down there. And yeah, you'd be right about that. Okay, we got ourselves a stone gauntlet, so let's go ahead and get more offense. And like I was saying before in the beginning of the stream, your offense is going to be more situational. So I mean, I'm just trying to go for more defense with my equipment. And then of course we got knights, because that's always fun. So let's see, overall the castle really isn't that bad to get lost in compared to other places. And of course we just gotta fight these things. It's also pretty annoying when when they just gang up on you. Let's see, can I get this? Probably not. I think there is something else I need before I can get that. Yeah, I can't really choose that part just yet. I think that might be a light gem actually. So instead of that, let's just go ahead and get more offense against Earth. And then we just gotta do this again. You don't really get that much time to run through it, so that's actually the tricky part. And this is streaming on YouTube too, so I mean, I just don't really know who's watching there. If anyone. But we'll see. Okay, well, whatever. See you later. And see, some of these knights can also form into different ones. So, I mean, that is something that we do have to be careful of. Just because it is really easy to get surrounded by two knights at once. See there. Actually, wait, there might be something here. Of course, we are going to have to come back here after we're done with the boss. Okay, yeah, I understand that. So I think there's some people who can stream on both, but I think they have to be partnered with somebody else. I'm not really sure how that goes though. So I think some of the bigger streamers can get away with that stuff. And there's one of those black knights that I was talking about. I know that you can connect your YouTube account to Restream, but since I got the Earth Gem. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I know somebody that was aiming for a Twitch affiliate, but he had to have about 50 followers or so. So then, just a short backtrack later, we should be back to where we need to be. I'm not gonna like this, that guy's gonna attack me, isn't he? Okay, no thanks. We should be coming up to the boss pretty soon. Let's see. Although this upward slash is actually super helpful. Just because you get to deal with bats. So do you have to talk to anyone to like apply for that affiliate, or does somebody come to you? Okay, not doing too well on health here, but I think we're getting up to the boss soon. Okay, we got our permanent up here, so let's go ahead and use this. This is a permanent raise in stats. So we're trying to just get as many of those things as we can. Also, not a fan of robotic jokers. Let's see, as far as Kappa goes, I have no idea. Otherwise, I'd tell you. So what we gotta do here is just shoot the target. Which I do appreciate that the game makes it pretty clear. We could be in trouble here. Of course, I would like it. There's a save point pretty soon. Yeah, you know what? I don't feel like dying here. Okay, well, at least we got 2 of the save points, so... I mean, fortunately, in case we do end up dying, at least we got that going for us. There is a continue feature in this game, but it just starts you back from where, or just from the last save point. Which I guess is pretty standard, but still. And then, fun fact, or actually just a fun cameo here. If you go down here, we will be able to blast through this wall in due time. I mean, I don't know how the ads are going when you guys went to this channel, so you guys can just, oh damn, go ahead and describe it. You know what, I think we're just going to leave those guys down there. Of course, it would help if I can make the jump. Yeah, unfortunately, the jumping in this game can be pretty clunky. Well, I mean, depending on what happens with the video, usually it's naturally live, but it actually does sound like post-com. Because, I mean, I do keep my audio and my, I guess, what's going on the screen separate. Because I use Audacity to record my audio normally. So either way, we got a free spot, which is actually pretty cool. Oh, I like this. The guy's just trying to... Although you wonder if this guy was a general, I mean, legally wouldn't he just be able to bribe the king into, like, marrying her or something? I don't know. Then again, I'm just trying to create story here where there is none. And then, of course, here you usually see a skull. Yeah, you are right. It's not going to take that long because we can just do this. But then, unfortunately, we do have to deal with the pre-spot next. Which is going to be pretty tricky. Because he does this attack where he can jump on you. And as of and that can do a lot of damage. I mean, fortunately, staying behind him is just the easy way to do this. Except when he drops those bombs. That's just one thing that encourages you to run away. And then whenever he draws out those machine guns, it's pretty easy to do the damage here. Just go ahead and get out of the way of that. And here we do have to be a lot more careful, just because it's really easy for that thing to land on you and then... It depends on what's going on. So, I mean, if I'm fighting a tough boss like this, where I kind of do just have to, I guess, just do a lot of things at once mentally, I mean, yeah, it can be pretty tricky. No, I did not mean to run into him like that. Just important to stay disciplined here. Okay, that actually went a little bit easier than I thought. That's a pretty interesting point. I mean, the animation, I think, was trying to be a little bit more loyal to the source material instead of trying to go for more of a silky smooth one. Yeah, I could agree with that. I mean, there are definitely some parts that are choppy. And then now we got ourselves the Earth Gem, and this is the first gem in the Amulet. And the way we're going to use that is, what we're going to do is just hold B and then go to the second one. So now we can break certain platforms, which is going to make doing this a little bit easier. Yeah, you know what, I don't feel like fighting those guys, so let's not. I'm kind of thinking having those earth upgrades is definitely pretty helpful for this part. See, it might be in a little bit of trouble here. And just gotta deal with this guy now. Okay, well at least I got a large health item out of the deal. So let's see, I think what I'm gonna do is just go back to just get whatever I can out of that spider cave. And I am probably gonna be visiting that a few times. So I think I do have to wait until we get this other jump upgrade before we can actually get everything there. And then this is actually one of the minor issues here, is that you can kind of get stalled up just fighting a bunch of enemies. You know what, I could have gone down a different way. Oh well. Yeah, let's just get out of here then. Unfortunately, there really is no easy way out of this castle, but I mean, it just wouldn't be very fun here now, would it? Well, then again, it is a castle with knights, so I guess they want to protect it well. Okay, I guess we... see, I actually have been looking forward to playing Aria of Sorrow in a while. I didn't really like Harmony of Dissonance as much, but I think that's just for different reasons. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, I would probably say that was one of my favorite ones too. Let's see, with Harmony of Dissonance, I actually do have to go back and just see what I remember. I mean, it's been a while since I played it. See, if we try and go here... Oh, hey there. I don't know why we're fighting a wolf now, but oh well. I also do like how some of these characters were a nod to the Aku Fairy Tales episode. So you had those blind mice, and then you have the one frog there. And that is definitely one of the zanier episodes in this series. But what I really did like about it was just the way there was just really Aku's voice acting and just Aku in general that just made that episode so hilarious. But whenever you see a fountain like this, we are going to need the ice gem before we can do anything with it. So since we can't really do anything now, let's just go back. And yeah, just running away from those mice. And unfortunately, the wolf's a little bit too big to run away from. But I am just wondering if I should just stick with the GBA for a while when it comes to streaming. It's because, I mean, those were definitely some GBA games on my backlog that I just never got to. Let's just go ahead and deal with you guys now. And go ahead and save. So let's see, if we do go back now, I think there's some we could give the, or just give to them, and then get something pretty cool out of it. But of course we gotta deal with more robots because that's always good. And really what my strategy for these guys is, I'm just going to go ahead and just take their head, or just chop them in half. And then when they're just crawling on the ground, just go ahead and get past them. This because it's really not worth fighting with those guys. It's just really easy to lose a lot of health really fast. And yeah, we are, well, fortunately she's a good weaver. So that's definitely a clue that we are going to have to, yeah, unfortunately we can't do it yet. Although, what emulator are you using? Just out of curiosity. I mean, right now I'm using Visual Boy Advance. Although I do like that the dogs from the first movie are back here. Yeah, it's I'm with you on that one. I mean, the GBA didn't really have, from what I understand, didn't have that good a sound chip, but somehow Konami figured out how to make it work with their soundtrack for Aria of Sorrow. So I think, I mean, one of the reasons I didn't like Harmony of Dissonance as much had to do with the music. And also, from what I understand, Circle of the Moonlight came out pretty dark on the GBA, so they really overcompensated with it. Just seemed like way too bright for a Castlevania game. And then, it turns out the dogs end up playing with dynamite. I mean, these guys were pretty cool characters. And now we got some dynamite to work with, and what this is actually going to help with is opening up paths. Well, not really paths, so to say, but I mean, more or less just opens up just a few more things. We do get access to teleporters here too, which is actually pretty cool. And we can't do anything here. Okay, yeah, I can see that. So once we got this, let's just go ahead and use the Earth Gem here. See if I could do anything with this. I think what I'm gonna need to do is somehow raise up my fire stats. But I don't think I can now. No, that's not good. Yeah, you kind of don't want to make a hard landing here. You know what, I don't like you. Because I think what we're going to need is fire and shadow to deal with these things. So I mean, right now I'm using Visual Boy Advance to stream this, but I'm not really sure if they have a tablet version of that. Unless tablet's like another word for laptop, which it could be. And these minions of Aku actually aren't that tough to deal with, but they can be pretty annoying in a pack. Especially those big ones that are just really hard to hit sometimes. Yeah, let's see, we can't do anything here just yet. And of course lava, because that's always good. And fortunately these fire bats aren't too tricky to deal with, just they can't catch you off guard. Oh yeah, I was offered an Android tablet before. It was just one of those like preferred customer things. I mean, I just decided to go against it. Oh, you know what? I actually never noticed that, so I think I'm gonna have to look for that next time I save. Okay, well I think I know where to go then. Or probably not, because it's actually pretty easy to get lost here. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go refill again. That's yeah, just because of the way the V looks. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, I actually have no idea how to format things on a tablet, so I mean, that's something I could look into. I mean, I might want to just learn some Java just for app designing. You know, I mean, if I could make like a decent app or something that people could use, I mean, that's just a better way to get some more money. Let's see, I think I need to go down without... Yeah, see, this is one of the issues with this game, is just going... or just trying to fall down without hitting spikes or something. Oh yeah, didn't they have something like the Engage or something that actually looked a little bit like that too? I mean, they might have. Of course, it would help if I could get any drops here. Well, we got a mini boss here, and we got Alright, well, good luck with your stream then. I'll probably stop by once I'm done here. Let's see, what we got here is or just a mini boss, and it's a nod to the Jack and the Lava Monster episode, which is actually a pretty interesting episode, because you have a Viking warrior like this one that ended up getting beat by Aku, but instead of killing him, Aku threw him into the mountain and then just imprisoned him there. And then, like he said, there's no honor in that, so I'm gonna go ahead and grant his request. So what we gotta do here is just go here and counter just whenever he likes to swing his hammer. So we just have to get out the way, and then whenever he swoops like that, and then just attack him. Just like so. I mean, fortunately this guy isn't too tough, but like I said before, he is just a mini boss. course, the real boss is going to show up pretty soon. And that's not going to be that fun. Okay, well that actually worked out. Okay, not really doing that well in this boss. Now, all I'm trying to do is just get those counters. Alright, well fortunately we're able to defeat him. Well, I do like when you get your... So let's just go ahead and check this guy out. Now we got ourselves a Viking hammer. And what we're going to use this for is just to break down some of those barriers we saw earlier in the spider cave. And it is definitely going to be useful for opening things up here. So to switch between your collectible items, what we got to do is just go here. And then get that up and running. And then let's just go back and save real quick. Just because it is real easy to get killed by the next boss and then, you know, have to do all that stuff over. Always annoying. But I think I'm probably going to call it a stream after I end up defeating the next one. And just gotta be careful here. Okay, got ourselves some more offense, always good. And I kind of don't want to give this guy much of a chance to do much of anything. Just because he can be kind of dangerous. And then just gotta make jumps here. And I was describing earlier that this is one of those games where you do have to jump in the center of the platform, otherwise you fall through it. So just go ahead and do that. So I think actually wait, I think there's a save point here. Yeah, so I might as well use it. Let's see, now I gotta figure out which way is which here. I think the boss is down there. Yeah, we can actually go back to the village after this. Let's just get down there and fight this thing. Yeah, that's boss music for you. And now we gotta take on the fire spirit. And in the cartoon, the fire spirit did show up in that one episode where Jack joins a mob. I mean, that one was actually a pretty fun episode. Yeah, so we gotta fight the fire goddess now. So what we gotta do is just land the shot appropriately and then just run the hell away whenever she vanishes like that. Just because it is really easy to get caught in that fire, and then you just end up losing a ton of health rapidly. And then of course we just have to make sure we don't get hit by that one big attack she has. And really the only way that happens is if you stand right in front of her. But if you jump and hit her, it's not that big a deal. And let's see, we are going to have to yeah, just make sure you put up some resistance whenever she uses that attack. And then it was actually pretty clever the way Jack ended up defeating the Earth, Wind, and Fire goddesses. So I mean, I actually did like the, yeah, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. So I mean, I did like the, music just, when Jack was fighting them. Let's just go ahead and heal now, because we can. And it is probably going to be easier just to, double jump your way out of that. Alright, well, we're getting a little bit closer here. But probably not in our better interest to keep getting hit by that thing. And I'm fighting a little bit more defensive here just because it's a little bit easier. Or just because she's got an advantage over me like that. Of course, this is a fire goddess after all. Oh, crap. Yeah, that thing was definitely going to kill me if I didn't heal then. Let's see, just gotta get one more in. Okay, good. End up pulling that off. That was actually really sloppy, but ended up winning. But unfortunately, that's just a stream for you. Alright, well now that we got that, what the fire gem can do is that you can hold B and then just make a big fire wave, which is actually pretty cool. And let's go ahead and save here. So I've been here for about an hour, so let's see, let's just go ahead and take care of that. Okay, good. At least we got one of those small hills back. Can we do anything here? So you know what, I think we can, but we probably shouldn't now. So that said, let's just go ahead and get back to the village. And now we can melt those giant walls of ice. And let's just not give this guy a chance. So let's see, I think it's just another short track to, let's see, just to get back to the village. Alright, now we're back here. And I also do like that in a Metroidvania game, just the way stuff connects. And we are going to have to save him a lot later. So either way, I actually did forget to talk to this guy. So we got ourselves a gold ring, so I think we might be able to do something with that, but I mean, we'll just have to see. I do kind of wish that there was a way to like buy and sell items here. I mean, just because I think that would have made things a little bit more interesting. So either way, since I did just finish saving, I mean, I actually got pretty unlucky with the drops in that fire section. But either way, we got a decent chunk of the game done, and I've been streaming for about an hour, 10 minutes. And I do see it's almost 8 o'clock here in the east. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and call the stream here. So yeah, thanks for watching, and let's see, I haven't decided what day I am gonna resume this, but I'm guessing probably either Friday or Saturday. I mean, actually, wait, I think I'll probably upload part 2 of Darkwing Duck either tonight or Friday. But see, yeah, I mean, I'll just let you guys know. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you pretty soon.